Hey there, this is Ed Beard with the Employer's Edge, and my goal in the next 60 seconds is to get you around making the #1 mistake when hiring people. And that mistake is hiring people solely based on who you like. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of really smart people all up and down the organization who interview candidates. I get that. And they all ask really good behavioral questions, but it always nets down to who they like. They like a certain candidate because they think strategically. They like how they connected with a certain candidate. Maybe they like someone's past performance. They like the questions someone asked. They liked how engaged someone was. They liked the ideas that someone threw out that can really help the organization. They liked all that stuff. And so they liked them so much, I think that we should hire them. And then the unity of the entire group gets together and says, yeah, I think we all unanimously agree we like candidate A best. Here's the thing, you don't know what's under the hood of candidate A because you haven't given them a normative assessment. A normative assessment will move your conversation from who we like to what does that behavior mean? What does it mean when someone is slow to make decisions? What does it mean when someone is not a multitasker in this particular culture? What does it mean when someone tends to avoid conflict? What does all that mean? You see, in the interview, no one ever says, yeah, I think my weakness is I tend to avoid conflict. Have you ever heard that? I mean, seriously. Of course not. People want the job. They're not going to tell you when they avoid conflict. They're not going to tell you when they're overly assertive and cause chaos in the organization, too. They're not going to tell you that because they want the job and they want to be liked. Let me give you an example. So we were just recently working with Sarah, city manager, going to hire a deputy city manager. She is down to her short list of 2 final candidates, both of which she really likes. They are very high on their learning index, meaning they process very quickly and they can keep up with her. They don't have to be told every little detail of what to do. She just loves that. That's like squared. She just loves that. In addition, they're pretty independent people, which you don't normally see in an interview, but the assessment, a normative assessment, will pick that out too. She loved how independent they were, so they weren't going to come into her office with every little question all day long and bug her. She just can't handle that. And I said, okay, got it. However, understand this. One of your candidates that you really like is the one on objectivity, meaning they're very emotional people. They see the world through emotions. How that translates into your relationship with them is if you are in a meeting and you ask everyone in the meeting a question except for them, they're going to think, how come she doesn't like me? How come Sarah didn't ask me a question? What does that mean? Oh, I bet she just doesn't like what I'm doing. She doesn't like this. She doesn't even, oh my God, and all these emotional quotients go through their head. Then they start going to other people. Hey, has Sarah said anything about me? I mean, any comments at all? Hey, how do you think I'm doing? Has Sarah said anything about, and they're trying to really understand the emotion that they're making up in their head and applying to that situation. And so I shared that with Sarah. I said, are you willing to manage that? She's right out of the gate says, I can't handle that. That is not me. That will drive me crazy. And I said, great. Brent is off the list. Because that is what you're going to have to manage with Brent. Without a good normative assessment, she would have never looked under the hood, seen that particular behavior, and asked, what does that behavior mean? Because only a good normative assessment is going to tell you these behaviors, to reveal to you these behaviors that really impact relationships, trust in the organization. They really reveal job fit. And you just can't ask the questions because that will reveal these, because people want the job. They will tell you what they need to tell you to get the job. And so I encourage you to move the conversation from who you like to use a good normative assessment and move that conversation to what does it mean? And I think you'll have a whole lot more success in hiring the best candidates for your organization. This is Ed at the Employer's Edge. Thank you.